Oh, yeah. All those hours of Bioshock gone. Yeah, buy house. Great. Woo! Yeah. Nuclear bombs. Doesn't get better than that, am I right? Hello everyone, my name is Riley and welcome to a Riley Review. Today we're going to be reviewing Fallout 4, a game that came out actually quite recently. It came out on November 10th, 2015 for Windows, PS4, and Xbox One. And this game was very, 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 very anticipated. People who like the Fallout series were waiting for this game because this game meant a lot to people. In fact, I believe it was the only one in the series, and I don't know if it was the only game ever, but the only one in the series to be released and announced in the same year. The events in the game take place in 2287 in a post-apocalyptic Boston. However, the beginning takes place in 2077, where the US, China, and the USSR all launched nuclear attacks at the same time, due to like a second Cold War or something. This plummeted the world into a dark nuclear holocaust where there were little to no survivors. However, you're probably asking, well, how did you survive? How did the quote-unquote sole survivor survive? Well, conveniently, just before the bombs dropped, some Vault-Tec salesman guy came along and he's like, hey, you want to buy a vault for when the bombs drop? And you're like, yeah man, sounds cool. So you do that. You're put into a cryo chamber, which, for spoiler reasons, I'm not going to say exactly what happened, but it's not all it's cracked up to be. However, I don't even know when, but about partway through you being in this cryo chamber, you get woken up. And what happens is a couple people in hazmat suits and a bald guy with a scar and makeshift looking armor comes in, steals your son, kills your wife, and leaves. Needless to say, eventually when you do wake up 200 years later, you are seething, you want revenge, and you're looking for two things, and that's your son and vengeance. However, on top of that, you have to survive scavenging, killing super mutants and dogs that don't look like dogs anymore, and doing stupid jobs for caps so you can trade. And it really seems like this world's picked itself back up off the ground, quite a bit actually. And I'm not saying that sarcastically, I mean like, there are cities and towns that are actually doing pretty well for themselves. That's just about all the background you need to know. I want to make this video a spoilerless video, so I'm not going to go too deep in the storyline, because if I went any deeper than how I did back there would no doubt be some spoilers. And I know there are people watching this video that are subscribed to me who haven't played the game yet, so I don't want to ruin that for them and give them no reason to play it, because they deserve to, and this game deserves to be played. Anyway, without further ado, onto the pros. One of the pros that I found helped me a lot were VATS, Vault-Tec Assisted Targeting Systems. Now this is meant to help people who aren't very good at first-person shooters, or people who are super lazy and just don't want to take the time to press LT or L2 in order to aim. But it can help you see things that you wouldn't normally be able to see with just your naked eye. Like, you can shoot grenades flying through the air at you in midair, or you walking around, press the VATS button, and you'll see a mine on the ground that you might not have seen and walked over and maybe died and maybe loaded back at the start of the Super Duper Mart and had to go through all those mutants again, all those ghouls. Also seems to have endless side quests. I mean, with Preston Garvey around and all the settlements not being able to fend for themselves, you have a plethora of things you can do. But either way, there are still side quests that you can get interested in. Now, I talked about the Preston Garvey ones, which are pretty annoying and tedious, but there are side quests that I can totally get behind. Like, there's a side quest for almost anything in that game. I mean, it's not like you can walk up to a plant and be like, hey, what you got, want some water? But you can, even like overhearing a conversation, you can use that info and get a side quest from that and go do that, which I think is super cool they implemented that. Aside from the side quests though, I think the game has a pretty great storyline, chock full of plot twists everywhere, that I can't get into because I want to make this a spoilerless video. By the way, the game has a great storyline, as well as side quests, so pretty much the whole story aspect of it is pretty great. I'll get into why it's not great though a bit later. Now, as you know from Bioshock, not all games can be perfect, so let's move on to the cons. What I found a little frustrating and unfair almost, I feel like I was betrayed by Bethesda, is hidden mechanics that aren't really explained to you in the game. Like, I didn't know that you could stand like near the edge of a wall and aim, and you do like a go to the other side of the wall and like only show your head and your gun and do that. That's super cool. Another thing is the game being a little bit glitchy, which you can expect from a Bethesda game. It's gonna have some glitches, which may help you, may hurt you. Now, another thing Bethesda is a little notorious for are their textures. Because sometimes I'll look at the ground in Skyrim or Fallout, and I'll be like, I can't tell if that's barf, or if it's like confetti, or both. Because that's how it looks. Now this is the con about the storyline I was talking about before, but it kind of gets boring. Because it gets to a point where you finish the game, and yes, there are many things out there to do other than just the storyline, but you have no need to anymore. Now, after pondering something great, filling my lungs and then deflating them, inhaling fire, exhaling desire, I have decided that this game should get an 8 out of 10. The cons, I feel like they're not awful, but it's definitely enough, I think, to lower the game down to an 8. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you have something else you'd like me to review, leave it in the comments below. If you like the video, give it a like, and if you want to see more of this content, go ahead and subscribe. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next video. Peace out. Hey guys, Riley here at the end slate. Oh, probably should have this down so I don't pop you guys too much. So, there's a couple things I forgot to say in the actual video that I'd like to get to now. One, I'd like to start a reading comments series, and I know I don't have too many people commenting on the videos as it is right now, but I'd like to encourage not just comments about what to review, but just anything really. It can be funny, serious, a question. If you have a question about me or the channel or anything else, my opinion on something, as long as I find it semi-non-controversial, because I don't want to start anything. So, reading comments, I want to start that. And 2, I'm going to try out my next video. I don't know what it's going to be on yet. I haven't planned that. But I want to try doing like a face-to-face review like this, and then just have like things popping up in the corners, videos and pictures and stuff, instead of just being purely an edited thing. So I'd like to do those two things, and I just want to let you guys know, because I want to keep you guys updated on what I'm thinking and what I want to do with the channel and all that. So, reading comments and face-to-face review, those are the only two things I had to say right now. I'll leave you guys to whatever else you're going to do after you watch this video. Peace out.